Alright, welcome back. So, as you guys have maybe noticed in my previous video, I have teased about doing Vortex. And for those of you who have watched the Dofus website, you probably would have known that there was a dungeon rusher going on this weekend. So for the past week I've actually prepared for doing a Vortex dungeon. I have already completed one run. That was actually a test run. This weekend I am going to leash my whole team through Vortex to get this sick looking shield. For those of you who don't know, the dungeon rusher was this weekend from Friday until Monday 3 PM, Dofus time of course. When this video goes live, the dungeon rusher will most likely be done already. But for now I'm gonna make use of it. So I am already in Xilorium. I have my whole team here. I am actually going to go with the Panda Cerdida strat. That means that I'm actually going to do the dungeon duo. I can take one leecher, so that means I'm going to do trio. And also going to do impertinence. So the way this works is Panda is actually going to carry the Sadi, and the Sadi is going to spam trees, and he will be using Force of Nature to hit multiple enemies that are in the infected state. That way it's basically super easy to kill every mob when they respawn, to just instantly kill them over and over. And Panda is just going to tank. So this is my set. I have actually just crafted and cheaply made this Count Herberg set, together with a Dark Cord cape, Rhinital amulet and belt, which I already had on my other accounts. Crustic ring with AP Exo, which is from my mask account. I just made this quick MP Exo. I only cared about maximum damage and strength, so the other stats are actually quite crap. I'm using the By Valve shields, which gives me 14% spell damage, because sometimes I'm gonna be hitting in melee and sometimes I'm actually going to be hitting from range. So this is actually the best shield. I'm using the 120 strength for the crit damage pet, because that's actually a pet I already had, because this is the one I use for my Masquerader. I didn't feel like spending over 10 million just to get the regular strength pet. What is important about this set is that I have to be 12 AP, so I didn't care much about the MP, but 5 MP is pretty nice in cases I need to end next to an enemy. Even though I'm using a Dakit idol, which actually attracts you to an enemy if you hit it linear or diagonally. 12 AP is a must. I'm actually having 1400 strength and 80 power, which should be enough. Most people who do this strat, if you watch other YouTube videos, they actually use a Jahaz cloak, which gives another 10% spell damage. It is not necessary, although I do need a Vulpus Dofus. Without a Vulpus Dofus and without a Jahaz cloak, you won't be able to do enough damage to actually make this work. My Panda is a full tank build, full vitality, full resistance. So I have 40, 48, 48, 48, 51%. Actually using Anery's head and cloak with 8 lock exo on it, a Beltine, Pathogastrix, Hierophant necklace, Barbaric wedding ring, Triton ring, Ermine rolling pin, and Phalanster shield. So, like I said with my Sadie, most people use Jahaz Cloak. On Panda, most people use a Lady Jessica belt. I don't have it. I think it's quite excessive because it's quite expensive, and I notice it's not necessary. So I'm actually gonna run like this. It is also necessary for the Sadie to go before this, before the Panda. So that's why I dropped my pet. I normally use the initiative pet. So now I'm using the Platypus with 400 vitality, which actually brings my total vitality over 6k. The Coco is necessary because I have to heal. The dungeon takes quite a long time, so the healing is quite nice, 600 every 3 turns. And I have about almost 200 luck. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna drop the initiative from my Heliotrope, gonna put him in a leeching set, and then I'm gonna do a trio plus impertinence run. I'm actually going to do a voiceover after I run the dungeon, which makes it easier for me to explain what I'm doing and how some of you might be able to do it in the future. So I hope you all can learn from this and maybe be able to do it yourself. If I can comfortably run this dungeon, I might be able to do a leeching service in the future. Obviously, you won't be able to get this shield anymore because the dungeon rusher will be over, but you will still be able to get the resources from the dungeon, which are quite expensive. I assume the prices will drop a lot after this weekend, so at the moment they are 2.3 million per 10 wings. I'm sure it will drop because at the moment there's like 10 to 15 fights every single time. As you can see here, the map is quite crowded. Normally people don't even run this dungeon. But the prices will go up in the future again, I'm pretty sure of that. So if it all goes well, I can do leeching service for a very fair price, but you can always ask me in the comments if I leech this, and then we can talk about it and discuss about what achievements you guys want to get and how much it is going to cost. So let's go, and I hope you all enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe for more epic content that is coming soon. With my road to 20,000 achievement points, at the moment I am at 15.3k. Obviously I'm also quite busy to get 10k on my alt accounts, which is going to take some more time, but I'm slowly getting there. So I hope you all enjoy, and see you all next time. Hello, this is future me going to explain you how I did this dungeon. So as you can see here, I'm actually going to run it with my Cra instead of my Heliotrope because I had a very bad spawn positions. So I had to change it up and I went with my Cra instead. So on turn 1, the Sadie is going to put 2 trees down on the bottom of the map. The reason for that is they will not be killed, and it's very important to put as many trees out as you can. After that, it's just a matter of just going to end next to the enemies and just carrying my Sadie. On the second turn, I'm going to put trees down and to get the infected state onto the enemies. As you just saw, the leecher actually just died. In case it doesn't die, it can just hit once, get close using the Decade Idol, and it will die. So that is not going to be a problem. So the trick for this dungeon is to get as many trees out as possible to get the infected state onto the enemies as easy as possible. As you see here, I have put the infected state on all of them. I actually didn't hit right there because I would have put myself onto the other enemy. And it is very important that the Sadie is staying onto the Panda. So it actually took me an extra turn to be able to hit them. It's best to already have done a lot of damage on the third turn. Now I'm just hitting on the fourth turn. But it's okay, eventually I will make it. So on the fifth turn I kill them. And I have to prepare for the next turn so that I can put the infected state right after they respawn. It is very important not to kill an enemy on the 11th clock, so the 11th hour, because they will get an extra 30% vitality buff, and you don't want that, because then it is not possible for the Zaddy to one-shot them after they get respawned. So I'm actually going to end next to the boss here. That's the best way to do this, because right now, as you see here, I will put the infected state onto them and just one-shot them. It is very important to put a tree in front of you, so you don't get pulled off of the panda. Since the next wave will start on turn 7, I'm just placing some summons around, so the new wave will actually hit the summons and don't kill my trees, because as I said, it's very important to get as many trees out as possible. So when the new wave spawns, obviously you still have the monsters of the first wave, so you have to put the infected state out, kill them as many times as you can until they eventually permanently die. So the first turn after the new wave gets spawned, it is not possible to hit them because they are an invulnerable on the first turn. So I'm just going to prepare and get the infected state out. So as you see here, the monster on the top right is not in the infected state, because they actually managed to kill my tree over there. It is not a big deal as long as you can recover from it, because without the infected state it's not possible to actually deal damage to the monster. So right now I am actually just killing off the other monsters, and when I get the chance I will put the infected state on the monster that is on the top right. But first I'm just focusing on re-killing every monster that is near me, which I did just there. So what's actually happening here, I actually had a little bit trouble to get all the monsters in the infected state. Especially the one on the top right, which I still have not even touched. Which can be problematic in the end. In this case it was only one monster, so I actually recovered in the end. But you want to kill them as soon as possible. As you can see here, the yellow stars on the monster's head actually mean that if I kill them now, they are permanently dead. So the next time they respawn, they will just pass their turns for the rest of the fight. So what I'm gonna do now with my panda, I have to actually prepare, which I didn't do right here, but I normally should have. Buffed my MP, because starting from this turn I actually have to throw all the resummoned monsters away like I did here. So here I'm going to buff my MP, which I should have done the turn before, but it's not a big deal, and throw away the mobs that actually have no purpose in the rest of the fight, because I don't want them to block me, and when they are still around me, they actually push away the resummoned monsters, which will affect the way I will spread the infected state. So right now the third wave has spawned. I am now going to put some fun and good old school music on the background, and you will see me finish the fight, and you will hear from me again at the end of the fight. So at this point I actually made a crucial mistake with my Sadie, because I did not end next to an enemy, which made me fail the Impertinence challenge. After reviewing the footage, I noticed I was able to end next to the clock on the top right of the map by hitting diagonally, and then end next to it by using the Dagit idol. But I actually, at the moment of it happening, I miscalculated my movement points by 1, and I thought I couldn't reach it, but in the end I could have, and I failed it, unfortunately. However, I actually did finish the dungeon and get the trio achievement. At this point it was just a matter of hitting the boss and finishing the dungeon. At this point it's just easy, there's nothing you can do wrong here. So yeah, as for the Impertinence achievement, I did try a lot of times to get it done again using this strat. However, many times I had bad starting positions and I wasn't able to do it. And in the end, after about 20 runs, I gave up, and I still don't have the Impertinence achievement done. However, because of the Dungeon Russia weekend, I wanted to get my whole team through this dungeon. So I actually did do the focus achievements on 8 of my characters, over multiple runs of course. So I will be uploading a video where I am doing the focus runs, and I will probably be uploading that next week. I also did leech someone and did the focus achievement, which actually made me some nice commas, because people paid like 5 million to get leashed through this dungeon just because of the Dungeon Russia to get that shield. So that was actually pretty nice. So I will be uploading those videos next weekend. So please don't forget to subscribe so you will be notified when the next video drops. It actually took me a lot of time to get this done, and this was also the first time I did a voiceover. So I hope you all like this way of me making a video. Please let me know in the comment section below if you do like it, and I hope to see you all in the next video. See ya!